It's been a long time since we've been able to really explore this path. And most high willing, we'll be able to do it a little more consistently going forward. So without further ado, we're going to jump into 2nd Baruch, starting at chapter 41. And I answered and said, for whom and for how many shall these things be? Or who will be worthy to live at that time? Speaking of the consummation of times, the end of times. For I will speak before you everything that I think, and I will ask of you regarding those things which I meditate. For lo, I see many of your people who have withdrawn from your covenant and cast from them the yoke of your law. But others, again, I have seen who have forsaken their vanity and fled for refuge beneath your wings. What, therefore, will be to them? Or how will the last time receive them? Or perhaps the time of these will assuredly be weighed, and as the beam inclines, will they be judged accordingly? So here we have Baruch asking the Most High to clarify the thoughts that he has, the things that he meditates about, what he sees around him. And what he's seeing is some of the people of the Most High have completely turned their back on the Most High and the covenant that was made and established. But he also sees those people who put away the vain things of this world and have taken to the Most High to be protected. And they have found refuge with him. A lot of this sounds like what can clearly be seen looking around present day. Only I'm sure it's much more lopsided at present than it was back then, as far as who has left the covenant and who have held on to the covenant as refuge. And so he's asking the Most High, what's going to happen to the people who held on to you, who held on to the covenant? What's going to happen to the people who decided to cast away the covenant? How will their judgment be measured out? How will the end of times, the consummation of times, how will our present time receive those people who decide to leave and those people who decide to hold on? Chapter 42. And he answered and said unto me, these things also will I show unto you. As for what you did say, to whom will these things be? And how many will they be? To those who have believed, there shall be the good which was spoken of aforetime. I believe this is referring to the promises in Deuteronomy 28, just stating that being under the covenant comes with these gifts, and leaving the covenant will come with these curses. And to those who despise, there shall be the contrary of these things, meaning the curses. And as for what you did say regarding those who have drawn near and those who have withdrawn, this is the word. As for those who were before subject, and afterwards withdrew and mingled themselves with the seed of mingled peoples, the time of these was the former, and was accounted as something exalted. And as for those who before knew not, but afterwards knew life, and mingled only with the seed of the people which has separated itself, the time of these is the latter, and is accounted as something exalted. And time shall succeed to time, and season to season, and one shall receive from another. And then, with a view to the consummation, shall everything be compared according to the measure of the times and the hours of the seasons. For corruption shall take those that belong to it, and life those that belong to it. And the dust shall be called, and there shall be said to it, Give back that which is not yours, and raise up all that you have kept until its time. The answer the Most High gave to Baruch was, those who keep the covenant will receive the gifts, and those who leave the covenant will receive the curses. And as far as how it will be measured, he says time will pass, time will succeed to time, season to season, and corruption will take those that belong to it. Meaning, if you're living your life corrupt, then eventually you will get what you're putting out, and life will take those that belong to it. Meaning, if you are living under the covenant and you are treading softly and you are walking with the Most High, or at least moving with the intention of doing so, life will be unto you, and you will be protected through whatever it is that could even seek to come toward you. You will only be measured. You will only be weighed with the things that you have done and you have accumulated. The consummation of times means things will be weighed. If your overall life led towards the Most High, then I believe that you're fine. If you have led a corrupt life and the righteous things that you've done do not outweigh the unrighteous things, then you may have something to worry about. But there's also the factor of repentance and being genuine in it. So even if most of your life did lean towards unrighteousness, if not faced with the threat of death, you decide to reform genuinely, I believe you will be fine. The Most High only wants us to be genuine people, allowing others to flourish. He has rules. There are guidelines. There is a covenant. But that covenant is to protect all of creation. It's to move forward His plan for creation. So, the time of consummation, quote unquote, judgment day, is really more accurately seen as an adjustment day. It's when books will be tallied, ways will be balanced, everything will go back to how it was meant to be originally. It says even the dust, meaning the earth, will have to give back the dead that it's holding until it's time to put things back into proper order. But let's continue. Chapter 43. But do thou, Baruch, direct your heart to that which has been said to you, and understand those things which have been shown to you. For there are many eternal consolations for you. For you shall depart from this place, and you shall pass from the regions which are now seen by you, and you shall forget whatever is corruptible, and shall not again recall those things which happen among mortals. Go, therefore, and command your people, and come to this place, and afterwards fast 7 days, and then I will come to you and speak with you. So in chapter 43, the Most High, in a way, consoled Baruch telling him to not worry too much about what it is that he sees happening around him. Because beyond this, there's so much more. So much so that you will never even recall the things that you saw here. This is only the beginning of journeys. I have eternal consolations for you, meaning you will be consoled eternally. So do not fret about the evil, about the anxiety and the stress, the pain that you see. Don't worry about all that you see around you, because there's an eternity worth of consolation. I'm going to console you for an eternity after this. You will never even remember this happening. This shows that some people's lives are literally used to set the tone for other people's lives. Because immediately after he gave him his consolation promise, after the Most High consoled him, he told him to go and gather his people so he can speak to them. But all the people had to gather at this place first. Then they had to fast. You didn't fast and then gather. You gathered and then fasted.